what's something you find most difficult being honest with guys? You believe there's that one perfect person for you?
Yes.
What do you think dating will look like in the next 5 to 10 years?
I was on another podcast and the host mentioned that guys mature around the 30s.
His 20s is for grinding himself and building himself up. Yo guys, welcome back to another episode on my channel. You know on this channel that we like to talk about all things dating and relationships to see if we can attract the kind of person or relationship that we're looking for. So without further ado, please welcome Laura to the show. Laura, welcome.
Hi guys.
How you doing today?
I'm good, thank you.
Yeah, you're right?
Yeah, hot though.
It is warm.
Very hot.
It is warm. Sun and summer is truly coming.
Loving
but we appreciate you being here regardless.
Thank you for having me.
Look, I'm going to jump in.
Okay.
Right. So let's start with your age or your age range. If you don't want to say your age, ask a lady her age. And tell us one thing a guy should know about you if he wants to take you out on a date.
Okay. I'm 21 and spontaneous.
Okay.
Surprise me.
Okay. So you want to be surprised.
Yeah.
Okay. So like, are we saying surprised as in like, hey babe, I just booked us something like us to go to a gig tonight, or do you mean like what kind of surprise do you
I
enjoy?
love dates like for drinks, food, but like spontaneous stuff. So like camping or something different.
Okay. Have you ever been camping?
Pardon?
Have you ever been camping?
Yes.
Do you
love
like
it? Love it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What would you say is the most spontaneous first date a guy has done with you?
Camping.
Yeah, it's camping.
Yeah, it was camping. I thought that. Yeah.
For a first date?
Yeah.
It wasn't the first time you met. You must have known him beforehand.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't go camping with a guy.
I mean, it's a bit weird, like the first time, but yeah,
Okay,
sense.
so it was weird, but you liked it.
Yeah. No, I loved it. It was really nice.
Damn. Where did you go camping?
Somewhere in Sheffield, I think.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's come all the way from Sheffield. That's like up north from where we are. We do appreciate it. Listen, I'm gonna ask, have you ever met a guy where you thought, oh yeah, I would, be physical with you, have fun with you physically, but I wouldn't have a relationship with you?
Yes.
Yeah. What we tend to have different standards for different things. What puts a guy into that kind of box for you, in that kind of category?
Confusing.
If he's confusing.
No, like I just find that confusing. The guy just being confused.
Wait, I don't understand.
Wait,
no, I'm confused.
Wait. Say again.
So like, you look at a guy.
Okay.
So you got one guy. You're like, oh, I'd only ever see him as like casual fun.
Oh.
And then you got another guy who's like, oh, I'd actually take you serious for a relationship. So the guy who you'd see as casual fun, like for you, what puts a guy in that box for you?
Not sure. I'm not really looking for anyone right now, so I don't know.
Yeah. But you've met a guy before where you're like, oh, I'd only have fun with you. Or would you say every guy you've ever been involved with, you were seeing as potentially for the future?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fair. What do you, do you ever have a box for guys to be like, I'd only ever like connect with you in a fun way, but not a serious way? Or is that not really your vibe?
Not really.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I'm a chill person. No.
So are you looking for anything right now?
No.
Would you say? No.
I'm good, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Listen, I hear that. But I'm guessing have you dated before, obviously?
Yeah, I have.
Okay. What's one thing you'd say you might know about guys now that you didn't before?
Okay. Well, been dating since I was 17 and I'm 21 now. It's a lot of games out there.
A lot of games.
Confusion.
Okay.
From my experience, if it gets like serious, because with me, I like to stay with one person and like see it through. And obviously there's hard times, there's good times, but I don't like to just drop it if we have like one argument or,
of course,
so.
Okay. And do you feel like guys are quicker to just drop things?
Like in general or
just from your experience?
Okay.
Yeah,
so,
your anecdotal experience.
Yes. But then there was one guy where I had to end things.
Where you had to end things?
I had to end things.
Why did you have to end it?
There was cheating.
Were you in a relationship?
young, yeah. We were
Right.
young, and it just didn't work out.
Was he cheating multiple, or was it just the one time?
I believe multiple.
Okay.
Multiple.
If it was the one time, do you think you would have tried to work it out, or you're like, that's a non-negotiable?
I just don't like cheating. I just don't agree with it. It's like, if you want to be with someone, be with them. I don't like if you're confused, just leave me. Just leave me alone.
Leave me alone.
Yes.
I don't want no confused people.
I don't like
here.
confusion. It's too confusing.
Yeah.
It's long, and I'm here for like 6, 7, 8 months, and then that's it. It's over. I'm like, okay, well,
Yeah.
you know.
Do you have guys? Have you ever been confusing for guys? Do you think where they don't know where they stand with you?
No, I don't believe so.
No. Are you quite direct and open?
Yes.
So
Yes.
you're like, I like you. I'm interested. Have you communicate that straight
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. And you generally say that as well. How would
Yeah.
you say it to a guy?
Well, I think with a guy, I know if I like you, I'll just say it to your face.
You just be like, I like you.
Yeah, I like you. Do you like me? You know.
Oh,
Yeah.
that feels really sweet. That feels really innocent.
I feel like I'm 10.
I was like, it feels like when you're 10, you're like, I like you. Shall we like hold hands?
I know. Yeah, with me, I like to be as honest as I can.
Yeah.
If I come confusing, please tell me, and we'll sort it straight away.
What's something you find most difficult being honest with guys?
Difficult being honest. I think personal things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I guess like there's an element of trust that probably has to be built before you disclose certain things.
Yes. With me, like, I believe everybody's got their own story, how they grew up, the past and stuff. So it takes a lot for me to open that page, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, and then if I do, you know, it's either like it scares them off, or they just realize that, oh, I'm in it for the long run. That makes sense. It's.
Do you want to tell us what it is or no?
With what?
As in, is there something specific where like, oh, whenever I disclose this to a guy, this is what kind of makes him go, oh.
Yeah. So it's a very, very long story, but don't have much family, if that makes sense. Like, I've got family, but I'm not really in contact with them.
Okay.
So it's just me and my older sister, and then my grandma back in Slovakia. Bless her.
Oh wow.
So yeah, it's quite nice. I do like it. Like, you know, we're there for each other, independent from a young age, and not a lot of people could understand, which is cool. But yeah, it sucks when you open up to someone. Obviously, you build that trust, and they're like, oh, okay, and it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know.
Do you feel there was a level of maybe he wasn't at a point at his life where he was mature to handle that?
Yes.
Okay. Was he? I'm guessing, was he around the same age as you? Was he a bit older, a bit younger?
A little bit older.
A little bit older. Mm-hmm. Have you? What's the oldest guy you've ever dated?
23.
And you're 21.
Yeah.
What's the oldest guy you would date?
I would date. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? I thought about it recently.
Yeah.
And I was on another podcast, and the host mentioned that guys mature around the 30s.
When they say mature, what does that mean around their 30s?
Like, become a man. Again, I don't want to.
No, I know. I guess it's like, what does that? When they say mature, does it mean, oh, that's when he starts to look to settle down?
So like,
or
I guess so. Like,
yeah, that's fair.
Like, is that with you? You look put together. You're independent. All those things.
Okay, yeah. So like, oh, I guess as someone gets older,
Yeah.
they're more likely to set themselves up in life.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I'd say that's for men and women though.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, again, it depends, because
Yes.
guys could have all their shit together, and then girls could do as well, but then some don't. So yeah.
So is it about him having his stuff together, or is there like a level of emotional maturity that you're like, oh, I find this with older guys? Do you know what I mean?
I feel like I ask for a lot.
Oh, tell us what you ask for. What do you ask for?
But it's like the basics though. It's not like a whole list, where it is a list, but it's not like a whole
Run us through that list, boy. Run us through that list.
obviously I'm not dating at the moment. I don't want to date for a few years. I'm 21. I want to travel. I want to find myself. And the guy, the man of my dreams, I'd like him to have his life together. He knows who he is. He loves himself. He knows what he wants. He's driven, has really good morals. And then the basics, hygiene and good with money and like funding and savings for himself, and experienced a little bit, like traveled, just something that we could talk about and,
Yeah. Is there anything that you feel is on your list that maybe that you don't yourself maybe have or have developed in yourself yet? Does that make sense?
Yes. I'd say, again, the big one is working on myself.
Okay.
And that's my goal at the moment. I want to know myself, do more things for myself, of course. So like traveling alone, just finding who I am really. So like reading or like just the basics really.
What if you, I know you said you're not dating for like the next few years.
Yeah.
What if you met a guy that you felt fit the criteria of your dream guy? Would you be open to it? Or would you be like, nah, bro, you got to wait 2 years for me until I'm ready for you?
I let God do his thing.
Okay.
So I'm not looking, and if you don't search for it, the right person will come. So I'm not searching.
Yep.
I'm not looking. I'm not going to do it. And yeah, if the right guy comes along and it feels good and it feels right, then yeah, why not?
I hear that.
Yeah.
Do you believe there's one person out there for everyone?
Yes.
You do?
That was very certain, yes.
You believe there's that one perfect person for you?
Yes.
Interesting. Why do you believe that? Do you think people who end up single didn't find that person?
My mind thinks different. It like thinks about so many million things. So I go quiet. So I'm like, okay, so I think so everyone has someone out there. And I think this is why it's important. Again, I know I'm just 21. I think it's important to have a period in your life, year, 2 years, where you're alone and you get to know yourself and set boundaries for yourself, and you've experienced life a little bit. And then when you do find that person, it just, know yourself because, and again, from experience, how can I let someone love me if I don't love myself or accept myself? Or just like the basics.
Yeah,
I keep saying basics, don't I?
Like basics, minimum.
Basics. I have like a word of the day. Basics is today.
Basics is today's word.
Apparently.
We'll take it. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I don't believe there's one person for everyone, and what I mean is I don't believe there's that one perfect person who just fits you. Because I think relationship takes work and marriage takes work. If you believe in marriage, and it takes consistent work on both sides.
Yep.
I think a lot of the time sometimes someone's not right for you if you're in a relationship, but I think a lot of the time people can run away from the work that is required to make it successful.
I agree.
Does that make sense?
I agree.
Because they're like, oh, well, if you were my perfect person, I wouldn't have to work for this. It's not true. If you like anything worth having.
Okay, true.
Go on. What were you going to say?
You could, if the right person's for you, that person could change themselves for you, but then me as well to the guy.
Change themselves for you. It's interesting. How much do we change ourselves for someone, and how much do we compromise for the relationship? Do you know what I mean?
I think everyone changes. Like I'm like a different person every month, and then a year I'm like a whole. I think committing to someone, I think that's what most people struggle. So like if I find someone tomorrow, let's say, and it feels good, it feels right, then I'd have a go at it. And with me, I like to see where it can go. I want us to grow. And I know there's like 8 billion people out there or something. Yeah. It's a lot of people. And obviously the ones out there, but I do understand where you are coming from, of course. But we're a team, we're a team,
100%.
man. We need to work on this, and Yeah.
100%.
I agree.
So you think out of 8 billion people, there's only one person out there that you could end up and be happy with? You don't think there's at least multiple options that you could end up being happy with?
Probably, yeah.
I'm just asking, what do you think?
I just want someone to grow old with. And I think throughout your life, that's from like what I think, you have so many loves.
Yes. That's,
And,
yeah, I think that's fair.
so, yeah.
What's something you'd like to ask in this conversation today?
What do I like to ask?
What would you like to ask?
Not sure. Why do guys cheat?
Why do guys cheat? Such a big question.
I
That.
know.
Why do guys cheat? No, it's a great question. I read this book.
Options?
Huh?
Options?
Can be options.
Could be options.
I think that's a big one. I think guys who are in happy relationships cheat because they want something different. You know, this doesn't condone cheating by any means, but men are hardwired to want variety sexually. I think the more sexual partners a guy has had, the more he is likely to do that because that's what he's been used to. Whereas if he's a virgin and he's only ever known one woman, he's less likely to branch out because that's all he knows.
Yeah.
Sometimes guys can cheat for the same reason the woman does. He doesn't feel accepted at home. He's not getting a level of intimacy. That's a big one. If he's not getting a level of physical intimacy. Yeah, that's what I would say. Why do you think? Why would a woman cheat? Do you think? Why do you think women cheat?
Why would a woman cheat? Not sure.
You're not sure?
I think the same reasons with a guy, to be honest.
For variety?
I think a woman, it just depends. Like I said earlier, a lot of people like play games and stuff. So, and then if like I've got a few people I knew. So if the guy cheated, she'd be like, "Oh, I'm gonna get you back. I'm gonna cheat back. I'm gonna cheat on you," and it just like became toxic. Or some girls or something as well.
Yeah.
They have like a few guys at once, and like I'm like, okay, but
are they having sex with all those guys?
I don't know.
You tell me. I mean, you're on the private girls circles that I'm not privy to.
In the whole phase.
The whole phase.
The whole phase.
Okay. Do you think that's beneficial?
No.
Not at all?
In my eyes, no.
Okay.
And I think sharing your body with multiple people is a good thing.
You think it isn't a good thing, or it is?
No, it's not a good thing.
Okay. Why? I don't disagree with you, but why do you think that?
I think girls are more emotional than men. And I thought about it recently, and yeah, it makes sense. So a guy could sleep with a girl and not really feel anything or get attached. And a girl, they're very emotional beings and they get attached quickly, you know.
So on that, you said cheating was non-negotiable for you.
No, I just don't like that.
So would it be worse for you if a guy became like really close with another woman but never crossed the physical line, or if he had sex with a random girl that he doesn't know or care about? Which would you say is worse for you?
It's a good one. So the first one, he's with me.
So you're
and
in
then
a
he's
relationship.
got like a friend.
So he becomes very, when you have friends, you have emotional connections with them, right? That's why you're friends.
Yeah.
So there's another woman who he becomes very close with, but he never crosses that physical line.
Okay.
And it doesn't take away from your relationship, but he is very close with this woman. He becomes very close. They have a strong emotional connection. So would you rather that, or he's out with his friends on a night out, has sex with a girl that he met that night, and he's not interested in her, he's not emotionally connected to her, it was just a physical thing for him?
I'd leave either way.
You'd leave either way?
I wouldn't. Yeah, with the emotional side, it just depends on the situation, because it's like, if he's known her for a few years, she's been his rock, or let's say she's part of his family, like they grew up together. It just depends on the situation.
Of course.
But if it's like a new thing, and then he's like close with her, and with the emotional side, I'd appreciate if he came to me more in that case.
Yes.
And the second one, absolutely not. No, don't like that.
I hear that. It's funny because you hear this whole thing of, we're hearing this new rhetoric of quote unquote high value men exercise options. Have you heard that before?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
Is it okay if you repeat that?
So like a high value man, like exercising options, because he's got to a point where he's desirable to women and, because we know it's very difficult for men to be desirable for women, especially nowadays.
Yeah.
Because, well, maybe I'm biased, but I think women have much higher standards today than they ever have before, which is why most men struggle, right? Most men don't really get much. So I think for guys, they see it as, well, I've worked and developed to myself so much to get to a point that now I'm attractive and desirable to multiple women. And then now a woman comes along and she's saying me that I can't enjoy the quote unquote fruits of being in this position that a guy's worked so hard to be in.
Okay.
That's not saying that those men are entitled to it, but I think that's how a lot of men see that, which is why they're saying like, high value men exercising options. Like,
okay.
what does that make you think as a woman? Do you know what I mean?
Do you say a lot of good stuff, I was like, wow. I don't know. It's a good one.
That's why I'm here to ask those questions, boy.
I think there's too many options in general, but on the guy's side, if he's worked on himself and and then he's looking for someone. I don't know. It depends. Do
you know what I think? This came to me now. What I think the equivalent is, I think it's like, imagine if a woman's put blood, sweat and tears into her career and she's made herself very successful. And then a guy comes in, he's like, yeah, you're going to pay for my life for us to be together now. I think that's like the same thing. It's like, I didn't work this hard for you to benefit. And I can't enjoy exactly how I want it. Do you know what I mean? I think that's how guys kind of see it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
I think, especially as we kind of said, just because he has sex with a girl, that doesn't mean he cares about her. I think there's an element of guys thinking, because it's harder to do that, maybe they think that's something that a girl should be able to at least be a little bit more tolerant on, but it depends on the girl. Do you know what I mean? Would you prefer a high value guy who exercises options or an average guy who is completely monogamous to you?
Average them.
Yeah? I hear that.
Yeah, because if it does come down to money, I'd like to work on it together. Yeah.
Yeah.
So average, yeah.
I don't think it's just about money though. I don't mean just average income, like average in looks, average in confidence, intelligence, all of that.
Yeah.
I hear that.
I accept that.
Is there anything you want to ask me in this conversation at all?
Yes.
Go for it.
Okay, what's your point of view on... right, I'm 21 and you're how old, sorry?
I'm 29.
29? Nice. Yeah. Do you believe that people from 20, maybe 25, maybe-ish onwards, should stay single and not be in the dating world?
Ooh, that depends on what you want. And depends if you're a guy or girl.
Yeah.
Who are you and what do you want? Like, are you a guy or are you a girl? What do you want in life? Like, what do you want?
Me.
Well, I'm just saying for this hypothetical question. Okay, so if it was a girl, if she's in her if she's like in her 20s, let's say she's 20, and she's like, okay, by 30, I want to be married with a kid, potentially too, if that's what she wanted. I would say between the ages of 19 to 23 is the time to find the highest quality guy that you find yourself attracted to. Because you will be attracting those kind of guys, right? If you're a young and attractive girl, you're going to attract those guys. Yeah. So that is the best time you have the options and you can seriously kind of vet, essentially, for the kind of man that you want. I'd say by 23, 24, if you found that guy, between 23, 24, 25 is when you establish that relationship. And you establish we're in a committed relationship, we're together, etc., etc. Then you're on that natural path to, okay, by the time you're 30, you're likely going to be married, probably have a kid, if not, one's coming. Because if you just think working backwards, from 30, let's say you're married and you have your first kid by 30. If you're pregnant, if you have your first kid by 30, you got pregnant at 29. And let's even assume that you started trying for a baby the moment you got married, right? Because I assume you want to have a kid when you're married. So let's say you got married at 29 and you got pregnant like that, which for most couples, it takes them anywhere between 6 to 18 months. If you got married by 29, you probably got engaged by 27, right? Because it's about anywhere between 12 to 24 months that people actually get married from getting engaged. So you're engaged at 27. Most people want to be together for at least 3 to 4 years before they decide to spend the rest of their lives with them. So if you take 3 to 4 years to 27, you're getting into that relationship 23, 24. Do you see what I'm saying? Now, that's just an average. You know, it does happen where, especially older couples, they meet each other and they're married within the first year. You know, especially much older couples, that does happen. Even some younger couples, it's rare, but it does. But that's like for that average couple from meeting each other to being married with kids, you're looking at anywhere between 3 to 8 years.
Yeah, makes sense.
So if you want to be married by kids by 30, kind of need to start by 23, 24, really.
So I need to lock a guy soon.
Well, you're 21, right?
Yeah.
Well, you got a few years. And you said you wanted to take a break for a couple of years, right?
I do.
So that's what I would say. For a guy, it depends what he wants. If we take, you know, the kind of thing that most guys want to get to a position in life where he's loved, admired, and respect, and has options to choose from the women that he would like, his 20s is for grinding himself and building himself up, I would say. Not grinding himself to the ground. That's because life is about balance, but it's really about developing himself into the man that he wants to, who can have options and who can provide a frame that a woman can come into that he feels is the dynamic that he wants. So not that he should definitely stay single, but his focus definitely should not be relationships, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Does that answer the question?
I think so, yeah.
And then just in general person, like if they're like, oh, their priority is having a career, then
I've got another quick question.
go for it. Yeah, we love it.
Do you want to get married?
Such a good question.
It's a hard one, isn't it?
I would say I would get married traditionally, not legally. I used to be like, I don't think I'd ever get married, as in have the institution of marriage involved in my relationship.
Yeah.
But I think I would traditionally, that would be my compromise. I would traditionally, just not legally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do get why you're saying that though.
Why do you think I'm saying that?
Because let's say we're married,
Yeah.
and then we've been together 3 years, and then there's a kid involved, and then we get a divorce, we get half, and then
You're taking my place.
Yeah.
You're taking this place. This place is yours now.
Basically, and then it's quite sad, but it's the truth, isn't it? So so I would have almost full custody of the child because obviously I'm the mother. So obviously that whole complication, which is understandable. I think with me, deep down, I love the idea of marriage. I want to marry someone, have kids.
Why? What is it about marriage that draws you to it so much?
It is just a ring though, isn't it? But
it's just a contract.
It is. I don't know. I think I've loved the idea of getting married to someone and staying with just that one person, and I'm okay with that. But now it's a different world, and I wasn't too fussed about marriage, but I guess in the future, if it happens, very, very happy. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure because it is just a ring. It is just a piece of paper, isn't it?
Would you still be as drawn to marriage if you knew if you divorced, you were still responsible for sexually pleasing him?
Say that again, sorry.
So if you got married, sorry, if you knew that if you divorced, you would still be responsible for making sure that he is sexually satisfied, would you still be as drawn to marriage as you are now?
Maybe.
You still would?
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
I respect that. So I think that's what guys see it. They're like, if we get divorced, I'm still going to be financially responsible for her to a certain degree.
Oh yeah. Then yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And they'd be like, yeah, it's just the laws just haven't caught up with where we're at today, unfortunately. So, and because we don't really see that changing anytime soon, guys tend to show through their actions what they're okay with and not. And they're just like, a lot of guys just like, I'm just not going to get married. Yeah, maybe it depends where you are. It depends where you are. Is there anything else you'd like to ask? Shall I ask you something?
I don't think so.
No, let me ask you something. I've got something I can. Do you have any male friends?
Yes.
How many of them do you think, if you said you want to spend a night with them, would be open to kind of having physical fun with you?
I don't think so.
None of them?
No.
Interesting. At all?
No, I don't think so. I hope not.
Okay.
I'd
be surprised.
I have a small group.
Okay.
I haven't got like 20 friends or like 10 friends. So it's like a very tight, small group that I see at times. Some are at uni, it's mainly girls. And then I'm close to one guy, but it's not like that.
Okay, so is it just one male friend you would say you have?
Yeah, like I know a few guys, but it's not like I talk to them every day or like we'd meet up for a coffee because, you know, I'm working, I'm 21, I've got my own life, the working life.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Would you class those guys as friends?
Yeah.
Okay. Have any of them ever tried it with you?
No.
None?
Well,
I'm surprised.
When I was in college, they would say that, oh, they like me.
Oh, so yeah.
So yeah, but nothing like...
And you don't think if you turned around to one who said he liked you then, if you're like, hey, David, you know what? Like, I'd really like to spend a weekend just me and you.
I think back then, maybe.
You don't think they would now?
No.
Why do you think they say no now?
I think I'm very straightforward and like I make it known, if that makes sense.
No, but I'm saying if that's what you said to them, if you're like, hey.
Oh, I don't know. I hope not.
They definitely would.
Okay.
I think they would.
I mean, they're guys though, innit?
What
So
does
it
that
makes
mean?
sense.
They'll always have sex with anything. Is that what that means?
Yeah.
I think most guys, most guys would.
Then yes.
It's funny. Do you think, what kind of boundaries do you set for your male friends that maybe you don't set for your female friends?
Okay. I think boundaries.
Yeah. So like, I don't know, maybe you'd stay in the same, you sleep in the same bed as a female friend if you were crashing at theirs.
Okay.
But if you crashed at a guy's, you'd probably stay on the sofa. Or maybe you stay in the same bed. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Okay.
asking.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I guess is that.
Yeah.
I do meet up for like a catch up for an hour. Have a coffee and stuff, and then if it is mainly a group thing, we go to Manny or like back to Sheffield and stuff, and then we just chill out together.
Nice.
So yeah.
Okay. So mainly like just not as much one-to-one time.
No.
In behind
not
closed
really.
doors.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think it's, you're a young attractive girl. What do you think is the hardest part in regards to guys, being a young woman today?
What, like as me?
Yeah. What would you say is like the hardest thing to navigate with men?
Still confused.
By the
I
question?
don't know why I'm confused. I think it's too hot in it.
So hot. I'm frying her brain, guys. Frying her brain. I guess like, okay, so if I would say as a young guy, one of the hardest things young men find today is even getting a girl to notice them or give them an opportunity.
Okay, yeah.
So that's one of the things guys struggle with the most, I would say. So what would you say is the equivalent for a girl?
What I struggle with?
Yeah, what do you think a young attractive girl would struggle with guys today? Is it like getting them to open up? Is it like
Um,
getting them to actually invest seriously?
Probably investment and being opened up. But then I kind of get it because guys don't open up quickly. It's like over time, I'm guessing.
Yeah, very true.
They're like trust is built slower than a girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you say investment, what does real investment look like to you?
Just wanting us to work out, and it's like the small things that matter the most. Then just like, oh yeah, Saturday I'm gonna take it out, babe, again. It's like, thank you. Or, you know, it's just like the small things. So like just small things.
This is small. The devil's in the details. The devil's in the details. I hear that.
Also,
go for it.
Also, but I don't get is what's the whole deal with the chase? I call it the chase because guys like when a guy chases after a girl.
Yeah.
And with me, if I like you, I like you. And then
right.
Does that get boring? And then I don't know.
So you're saying like if a guy chases you and then is it like if he feels he got you, he just doesn't?
Yes.
Does he like go off you, or he just doesn't try as hard?
Just laid back.
Right.
So I get confused, and it's like, do you want me to be a bitch, or do you? I don't know, or like with me, if a guy's, you know, again, if we're together or just talking or whatever, and you say, oh, you look really pretty, you look beautiful, I like to give that back as well. Is that too much?
No.
I'm so confused.
Like, no, I don't think that's too much.
So if you look good, I'm gonna like, oh, you look good.
Yeah. No, reciprocation is nice.
Yeah, or like if you've accomplished something that you've been working on, I'm gonna hype you up. I'm like your biggest fan.
Yeah,
you know,
of course. That's attractive though. Guys like that.
Okay, well, I'm confused then.
Well, have you done that for guys and they'll just like stop doing it?
Yeah, or say it's too much, and I'm like, okay.
Oh.
It's weird, but I think it's because they're still young, maybe. Or maybe because they're not looking for. Maybe it depends what they're looking for. In regards to why a guy would chase and then something come off, it is true. Sometimes guys can make an effort to get to the point that you are available to him like that. I would say generally, if he's looking for something long term and he's seeing that with you, that wouldn't really change. Like he wouldn't stop trying with you just because you got to a point where you guys are together and you're being intimate. I usually see it where a guy will try it with a girl to kind of get her as a sexual option, and then once she is, he's like, okay, like she's there now. Do you know what I mean? And then he will only put in minimal effort to maintain her as an option. So he'll put in enough to make her think. Makes sense.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he'll put in enough to kind of make her still think that there's something going on.
Are all guys like that? They're like the chase, and then when a girl's like you, they're like, oh no.
No, I don't think it's. Most guys can't be like that because they don't get girls. I think that if a guy is not looking for anything serious, either with her or in general, and he's a guy who maybe has options, 99% of them will probably operate in that way. So he'll be texting all the time, taking her out, then they start being intimate, and he's like, cool, she's an option for me now. And she'll start to feel him take the pedal off a little bit.
Laid back.
Sometimes it could be, depends how she dated him. You know, if she dated him in a way that made her come across as a more casual option or a casual fun thing as opposed to a serious thing, then he's like, oh, I don't have to invest seriously because she's not presented herself as that kind of girl.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Okay.
What are your thoughts on that?
No, it makes sense.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And if anything comes to mind, obviously just throw it at me. That's why we're here. What are some red flags you look out for in a guy?
Oh, there's many.
Let's go through
Normally,
it.
like, from like 17 to 21, I'm so bad with red flags. I feel like I'm too nice. It's in my face, and I'm like, maybe it's just a little,
you give a bit of leeway.
Just like a little one.
Yeah.
And then yeah.
Like what?
Red flags. I think not being truthful.
So lying, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not like the basic, as in like, I like to be as honest as I can, and like I like to be on the same page. Like I get it sometimes we're not, but I like to know where I stand and where you stand, and if we're on the same page, you're telling me that, okay, I'm fine.
Yes.
But just be truthful. I don't like confusion.
Yes.
Because then you're wasting my time, but then you're wasting your time, and it's like if you genuinely want to chill, just let me know, but don't start something new. And then again, from my own experiences, when it gets serious, as in like, again, I've been saying it from the start, as in like, if we do this, I am like for the long term, like
yes.
I will want to make it work, and I don't like 6 months, 8 months, or a year. Like,
what do you mean? As in like being in a relationship with that long, or?
Yeah, or just like a 3 month thing, or like a 6 month thing. It's like I'd rather just stay alone and then chill on my own and work on myself. And if someone comes along, like, yeah, I don't like, I know I have a list, but I need to be like, yeah, I'm not like no to every guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, just be head on and truthful.
Do you not think there's an element of learning about yourself with men by being with men?
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there may be some guys you date for a few months. So you'd be like, okay, this didn't work out, but I actually learned a lot about myself.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So give us a red flag.
A red flag.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've got like tiny little ones.
What are the little ones?
Okay, right. So if I'm out and you like me, do not ask me for my Snapchat. I don't like that. It's like, yo, have you got Snapchat? I'm like, no.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know. I quite like.
I don't
take my number.
I feel that's a young person's thing.
Yeah.
I don't really do that.
But a few people still do that. I'm like, no, I don't. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that.
Oh, you'd rather take your number?
Yeah, I quite like that.
Okay.
Call me. Can message you on that.
I hear that.
That's a very snaps or whatever.
I guess that's a very mature way, and I respect that.
With me, it's a very in-person type. It's like with text, okay, that's fair enough. But
yes.
I just like to see in person.
Yeah, of course.
And I like FaceTime as well, because if it is fresh, and let's say you're busy at work or whatever, and then we haven't booked a meetup yet or a date, then I like to FaceTime, so we kind of getting to know each other a little bit and like see what type of person I am and he is. Yeah. And then and no one will be nervous then. Yes. And I feel like I'm too chill of a person. Like I could chill with anyone. And another thing, I like when the person's themselves, just like a little bit weird. I love that.
Like straight away?
Maybe not straight away, because I'm not going to be like that. Like,
exactly.
Really me. I feel like I'm just going to weird that person out, but slowly.
Yeah. What's the weirdest thing about you?
Me?
Yeah.
Okay.
That guy should know. If he was going to be with you.
I think I'm funny. Like, I get really happy at times, and I just do really dumb stuff.
Do you?
It's funny though.
I'm not reading that from you. You seem so chilled.
I'm very chill and content right now. But yeah, I don't like to take life too seriously. I like to have a little bit of fun. You know, like if I'm at home or whatever, my friends are there, or just my sister who I live with and a friend. Play music, jam out, little dance. Yeah. I like to have a little bit of fun.
Does your sister ever help you out with guys? Does she ever like give you advice? Do you ever go to her for it?
Oh yeah. So.
How old's your sister?
23. She's gonna be 24 soon. Happy birthday.
Okay.
Yeah, she does. My sister and our friend who lives with us, they're like my. I just tell them anything and everything on my life ins and out, that don't know everything in detail. And if I'm speaking to someone,
Yes.
my sister will tell me if she likes him or not. So I value what she says. And so far, she's been right.
She's been right.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah. Because with
Damn.
me, I could be really stubborn. If I really, really like someone, again, I ignore little red flags, which is important at the start,
Yeah.
which I'm learning to do.
That's really good that you have someone who can do
Yeah.
that. Is she in a relationship?
No.
Okay.
No.
What about the guys that maybe she dates? Does she come to you and be like, what do you think? And you're like,
Yes.
yay or nay?
Yes.
She values your opinion a lot.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's
If
good.
not, I just come into a room. I'm like, okay, how are you guys? And we just have like a little chat.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, that's so much fun. That's so much fun.
No, it's good.
Do you have a guy friend you do that? You said you have a close guy friend.
Yeah.
Do you have a guy friend? Does he kind of help if you meet a guy? Is he like, yeah, he's good for you? Or he's like,
I don't
nah,
really need help.
not from him. You
No,
mean,
I just, I don't really have a type, which is hard.
You don't have a type?
I don't think so, because all the relationships I've been in, they've just been completely different.
Are you talking
And looks-wise
personality
as well.
different or looks wise?
Yeah, completely different.
So you don't have
all of
any
them.
standard for looks?
I mean, I think I do, but I don't think I have a type, which is kind of hard, because with me, it's like, if I like you, I like you.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And that's what I like in person.
Yeah. What would you say is the main quality that in a man that really attracts you to him?
Who's different but themselves, and they're not scared to show it. That makes sense.
I hear that.
Yeah.
Like almost non-conforming.
Yeah.
I get that. It's the actor side in you.
Yeah. Yeah. So like, just someone who stands from the crowd.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I
For
like.
the right reasons, I'm guessing.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I just like when a guy's themselves, because then he's comfortable within his own skin. Then I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
And they could be weird together.
Can be weird together.
you know.
That's cute.
Yeah.
That's cute. How important is physical attraction to you in a relationship?
Obviously it's important, but I just like who I like, really.
Have you ever been attracted to a guy who's maybe on the bigger side?
I'm not sure.
Not sure?
No,
You can't remember if you've been attracted to
No.
a guy?
I don't think so.
Could you make up for it in other areas? Have you ever met a guy that you're like, physically I'm not that attracted to you, but then maybe he was really funny, and then you're like, oh, now I'm attracted to you?
Okay,
ever
probably
happened?
not. No,
Okay.
no.
So every guy you've ever been involved with, you looked at, you're like, I like what I see.
Yeah, he's cute.
Okay.
Very cute.
I hear that.
Yeah.
I hear that. Anything you want to ask me?
I don't think so.
No? Okay, I'm going to keep going through.
Okay.
What do you think dating will look like in the next 5 to 10 years?
5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a good one. I don't know.
Do you think it's going to do you think it's going to improve, or do you think it's
Hopefully,
still going to get
I
worse?
hope it will improve. I really, really hope.
I'm
it will
trying.
improve.
That's why we're here. I'm trying
Yeah.
to make it better.
Because I quite like, obviously, with internet and social media.
Yes.
It's good and bad.
Of
so
course.
like bad
Pros and
like
cons.
options and so on. But the good part is that I feel like more people are being honest and like being them true selves when it comes to their mental health, just like small things, which is important, and that
Yes.
wasn't important 10 years ago or so on.
100%.
So
Is that mental health or is that dating though?
I'd say anything, both really.
Yeah. Okay.
But then it's a hard one.
Yeah.
Hopefully it will improve. I hope it will improve. But yeah.
I think there's going to be a massive swing back to dating more conservatively.
I hope so.
And I think it's kind of started
I hope so.
because the past 2 decades, there's been a massive swing of being very, very openly and publicly sexual, and just kind of doing things completely freely and being like, oh, if you want to do it and you feel like you want to do it, then you should.
Yeah.
And I think what's happening is that's not getting the results that people want. Part of that, I think now, maybe especially guys are kind of more expressing maybe what it is, because a lot of the struggle now is women wanting commitment from men, and men are not giving it as much as they used to. Some are, but less are. And I think, we see all the time guys are like, why does a guy not want commitment? Why is he afraid of committing to me? Or why don't guys want a relationship? Blah, blah, blah. I think now guys have just been quiet.
Yeah.
But now they're starting to say, okay, well, this is the kind of person we do want to commit to, and we do want to, propose to.
Okay. And
it's a generalization, but a lot of that is more on I don't say conservative, but like more on the conserving side of dating, as opposed to, guys aren't being like, yeah, I want to commit to the porn star. Like, guys aren't saying that. I want to commit to the girl who's like, doing OnlyFans for however much. Do you know what I mean?
I keep moving this around.
That's all right. We're still picking up. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And I think the swing back has kind of started.
I'd love that.
You'd love that.
I'm rooting for that.
Oh yeah.
Let's do it, guys.
Would you ever wait till marriage to have sex with a guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say something. There's this girl on Instagram called Clara.
Clara, okay.
Clara Vernon, something like that.
Clara Vernon, okay.
She's like spiritual. She's really, really cool, and she like talks about that stuff as well. And I screenshotted something this morning, and she was on about dating nowadays, and I just wanted to get your point of view, if you agree or not.
Yeah, go for it.
I think with what's it called? Okay. Let me make sense.
Go for it.
So, okay, I'll start with me. So I like the idea of being independent.
I don't know what that is, Laura.
I like to be independent. And
Independent.
working towards my career and like so on, and having to work for my money and so on.
Okay.
But I think we took that chance from a guy, if that makes sense. So a guy is a man for a reason, and if a woman wants him to be the father, we kind of need to give him that role back, if that makes sense.
Sure.
Yeah, my mind went blank.
I think so essentially, and correct me if I'm wrong.
I hope I explained it.
I think you did. You're
Okay.
like, being part of what you enjoy
Yeah.
and being an independent woman is going out and earning your own money, etc. Being able to provide for yourself.
Yeah.
And you're like, in order for the man to be the head of the household or whatever, the leader, he has to be able to do that. Is that kind of what you're saying?
Yeah.
Especially from a financial point.
Yeah, so I'd love to be a housewife in the future.
Sure.
Stay at home with the kids and just give what a man's role back, if that makes sense.
I understand.
Yeah.
I agree. I think there are different ways a man can fulfill that role. It doesn't have to be financial.
Oh yeah.
I think the most important thing is the respect that he's given within the dynamic of the home and the relationship. So a good example is Martin Luther King. He actually didn't earn very much. It was his wife that did most of the financial earning, but he was going out there being a leader.
Okay.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when it came to the financial aspect, she was actually providing more than him, but he was Martin Luther King. So he was providing this whole status frame leadership, not just for his home, but for the black community in America back then. So I think you can still, if you want to go out and earn, you can still definitely do that if that's what you want to do as a woman. And there's a level of freedom that comes with that.
Yeah.
And I don't think we'll ever go back. I don't think we should. Women should always have the freedom to do that. But if you're saying, I want this kind of relationship and dynamic where my man is the quote unquote leader and I can rely on him and look up to him, it's just about you giving the respect and I can't think of another word than authority, but it is almost like giving him the respect to lead and the space to lead.
And his role.
Yeah. And I think sometimes what happens is if a woman in a relationship out earns a man, especially if it's quite significant, I think for a lot of women, they don't give that level of respect for him to fulfill that role because she does out-earn him. And I guess I should ask you, is it hard for you to respect a man to be that leader for you, if that's what you want, if you are kind of outpacing him in that area? Is that hard for you, would you say?
No. I'd like to earn my own money and he can earn his. And I just want us to, I want to see him do well. I want to see myself do well and just grow together.
Yes.
That makes sense. So if I have more money than him, it won't really make a difference.
Would you be happy consistently kind of being the higher earner for a long, like over the course of your life that you guys are together?
Personally, yes.
Cool.
I like to feel stable enough, especially if there's kids involved.
Yes.
And obviously, if I do have kids, there's like me being pregnant, I have to stay at home, and
Very
it's
true.
like I want to have enough money saved, and then obviously he can go and do his part.
Yes.
So it's more like a team.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
I hear that.
Yeah.
I hear that. Yeah. I think as long as the respect is there.
Yeah.
And you give him the space to do that. Yeah. Any last thoughts? Any last queries?
I don't think so.
No. I'll ask you one last thing.
Okay.
What was the last date? What was the last date you went on, and what was it?
Last date.
Yeah.
January.
Okay. What did you guys do?
Food, because I love food.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What was it? What kind of food?
It was a place in Manchester. Love Manchester. Some good food down there. I don't know what it's called, but it's like you get like chicken wings, burger. The chips were so good. Nice cold drink.
Did it go well?
And cheap as well. Loved it. Yeah, we were good.
Okay. So I mean, you said you're not dating now, so I'm
No.
guessing. Do you want to tell us what happened?
Just broke things off.
You did or he did?
I did at the end.
Why?
I think we were in two different places.
He was looking to mess around, and she was like, "I'm a serious person, boy. I'm out."
Yes. Yeah, I think we were just in two different places. In my eyes, I think we worked really well, but not justifying his actions and choices. And yeah, I just did it for me. Because the first relationship I had was like, I met the guy, so this is like a different guy. When I was 17, I was with, so the longest was 3 years.
Okay.
Again, I was young, and it wasn't good, and I should have left.
Sure.
So I just decided to just end things, so he could go and do his own thing, I could do my own thing, and there you go.
Yeah.
And I just respected myself more.
100%. I think that was definitely the right move.
Yeah.
Because even if you're like, okay, if you're at the same stage, it could really make it work further down the line. He would only respect you for leaving him now and being like, look, if you're going to be with me, we have to know that we're both doing this like this. And if not, that's cool, but I have to let you go.
Yeah.
And he'll definitely have massive respect for you doing that. 100%.
Okay.
I hear that. Where can we find you? If people want to watch this and find you on the social media, where can we find you?
I have Instagram, and it's Laura Lakova_X. I will spell my last name.
Cool.
It's LACKOVA.
Perfect. And is it just Instagram? Are you on TikTok as well? Do you post stuff on there?
You could, but I'm not going to say because I'm just starting off.
Okay.
I need to figure it out. It's good though, but yeah, it's just my Insta.
We'll take it. Well, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing your energy with us. Guys, go show Laura some love on Instagram. Give her a few likes, give her a few follows, especially if you enjoyed this episode. She's also got her head screwed on, so, she's got it going on.
Oh, thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Thanks for joining us. And guys, I will see you in the next episode.